ain't no more struggle. My team win the game, put our face on the cover, brother. We the champions.
Here in Los Angeles, we doing numbers. Bringing home victory.
First opened in 2002. There's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. Today, it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store between the Minnesota Vikings and the Detroit Lions. Have come and gone. It's off to week 3, and we're underway on EA Sports. This will be returned from deep in the end zone. And not a great return here. He'll make it back only to the 10-yard line.
Brandon, whatever happened to the old rule that if you don't know that you're definitely going to get it to at least a 20-yard line, you just take a knee in the end zone. Sometimes being too aggressive can actually cost you.
Two and a throw right away. Swinging this out wide here for Cook. They find some open field here. And they're going to get this up to midfield. Boy, Dalvin Cook just so explosive in the open field. He's not a small guy either, but once he gets those legs churning, look out. So the line of scrimmage all the way up to midfield now as they've got it 1st and 10. Off of play action, Tagovailoa. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Not a great start dropping his first target, but let's face it, it won't be his last chance because he'll get opportunities to make up for that one throughout this game.
The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Tagovailoa going for it on 4th down. Looking deep downfield. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And he's going to get this down inside the 5 before he's out of bounds. Wow, 1st and goal, and defensively, all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well. Cook is not going to get a whole lot, maybe a yard down to the 3. They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. Again, it's Cook. And this time he'll get down close to the goal line, but not quite in as he stopped at the 1-yard line. 2 and now, 3rd and goal. And this time he is in. Yes. Dalvin Cook, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings go coast to coast and finish the drive off with 6 points. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0.
Vikings 7, Lions nothing.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this is going to be returned from middle of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Mon to the air on 1st and 10. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. And that's caught inside the 35. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Mon going to throw it. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. The Lions at 2-0 here to begin the season. Off to exactly the start you're hoping for. Nothing for the fan base to complain about, at least not yet.
I like the way that you phrased that. Yeah, you don't want to get too excited. There's a still.
Try to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. Andrew Booth picks it off. And the Vikings will take over here at their own 12-yard line. So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game, but I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Watch out now, 50 Fury. Green jack.
On play action, here's Tua. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Multiple defenders there to drop him for a loss of 4. Now Charles dealing with a 3rd and long. They'll have to try to go back to the air again, and this time avoid the sack.
Certainly hard to try to establish momentum when all you're doing is going backwards, not protecting the passer, and he gets dumped on his backside.
For the Lions, an extra DB in the game now here on 3rd down. They fake the handoff. Now Tua. He's going to loft one. Deep left side here. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. A big play there for Minnesota. 62 yards. Well, it's one thing to grab it with one hand, but when you make a catch of that distance, quite another.
Yes, sir. I mean, that one right there, we keep talking about the high-flying antics that we're seeing from receivers nowadays. Doesn't matter what spot they start in. But when it actually does happen in the heat of battle, it brings me right out of my seat.
Play action. Now it's Tua. This is caught. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. CeeDee Lamb, 30 yards. And the Vikings have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead. They've got to be thrilled on the road right now. Touchdown, turnover, touchdown, and quickly trying to make it 14-0.
Yeah, and mentioned it already. On the road, to be able to go into someone else's house and establish a start like that, obviously your confidence rises in a big way, and you're putting some doubt in their minds.
Point after, up and good. And it's now 14-0.
The score, Vikings 14, Lions 0.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan, or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
On first down, here's Mon. Right back to Henry, and Henry's got it again. So no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Bond looks to throw. And he'll get this underneath to Henry. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Bond looks to throw on first down. Complete. It's Henry. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. Coming up on 2nd and 7. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
Ultra. Go ultra.
Mon now off of play action. He's airing it out for Williams. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. They were already down 2 scores early. They needed something to try to stem that tide, and that certainly qualifies. A big play to get him in the end zone.
It qualifies indeed because, let's face it, they don't get something done on this drive, turn it back over, this game could be 88 and out the gate early.
What? 88 and out the gate?
Yeah.
What's that?
Well, listen, I used to hear my old man talking about it. It usually meant that thing's done.
Well, now that they got the touchdown, it's not 88 and out the gate. We still got a good game going ahead of us.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. So for this offense, Charles, remember, drive 1 made it to the end zone. Drive 2 resulted in a touchdown as well. Now they'll try to make it 3 for 3.
Yeah, and you know, they told us all week that this was the plan and this is what they wanted to execute, but did they really believe it would happen this well, this efficiently? I know they'll take it, and afterwards they'll say, there's never a doubt in our minds we were going to be successful in this one.
Following a good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. He's got a man, that's caught, left sideline. And they're going to get this down inside the 20. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Now Tua. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
That's a pretty play there. Got in at the last second, helped force the ball free, and kept them out of the end zone.
It's 2nd down and 10.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Tua sets up to pass it. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. From 19 yards away. And the Vikings go up by 2 touchdowns. Extra point splits the uprights. And it's now 21-7.
Vikings 21, Lions 7.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they look up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
He's going to look deep for Watkins, and that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. They go play action here. Mon going deep here for Watkins. And that's caught inside the 35. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line. So the penalty rightfully declined. They'll keep the yardage on the completion.
Still some disagreement by the defense, though, because he thought that was just good, strong coverage, and the contact's going both ways, so why is there a flag? In the end, though, doesn't matter. It's still a completed pass.
Off the play fake. Mon. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Another try after the first down sack. Mon. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
That's a gain of 7.
Now Mon. And that is incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They look lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Already down 2 scores. They're going to go for this rather than settle for 3. Here's Mon. They're going for it. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. And he is going to have the Lions first down as they'll get the conversion on a gain of 14. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. And it'll be intercepted. Andrew Booth picks it off. And the Vikings are going to have it here at their own 15.
And when a team advances as far as they did, got over the 50-yard line, don't you think that drive deserved a better ending? I think he needs to get with his coaches on the sidelines, make some immediate adjustments, and that's what you do. You don't wait. You do it from series to series, because drives like that end with a turnover, that's multiple times they picked him off already in this opening half.
Striker, 3-3. Real green.
After the turnover, it's Tua. He's going to wind up and air it out. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
Good defensive call right there, because they had someone shadowing him along his entire route. And he was right there ready to provide a hit that prevents him from making another catch to his big start.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Cook up the gut, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. They've got his man complete. Touchdown, Vikings. Justin Jefferson with career touchdown number 60. And the Vikings take a 3-touchdown lead. Well, you know he can be explosive, and he's ultra-explosive there on the fly route.
And you know how many times we've talked to coaches and we've had quoted back to us, well, you know something? When you execute really well, it doesn't matter if they know it's coming or not. Well, sometimes athleticism beats you as well. He just took off and went. Hey, that's almost like one of your Turkey Bowl games, isn't it? Just go long, man. I'll hit you. And it worked really well for them.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
Able to get the 1 yard he needed, but nothing more.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. Right now.
And he's going to lose a yard or two, taken down behind the line. After the sack, here's 2nd and 11.
It's a loss of a yard.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. To try again after the sack. Mon. He's airing it out for Williams. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
That's good for the Lions. 1st and 10 at the 25.
Here's Mon. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
So it looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But this defense gets 2 more stops. They can keep them out of that area.
Yellow, blue. Black, yellow. Blue with stripe.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Mon. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. It's Cameron Dantzler who picks it. And the Vikings are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line. A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go to the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2. And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
He's got a man, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. 36 yards on the play. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. It'll be Lions football to start the second half, and they trail here as we get back underway on EA Sports. And we will not see a return to start the half, as this will be a touchback. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Well, they look up at the scoreboard facing that deficit. A 3-score game, Charles, but look, there's plenty of time to go here. The old football cliche that comes to my mind is you can't get it all back at once. They probably need something, though, out of this drive, at least 3 points.
Are you trying to say that there's no 3-score drive on that play sheet for any of those coordinators? They just don't have it, right? You're trying to get it all back. You know you can't get it back in one drive. But maybe cut into it a little bit, as you just suggested. Try and create a little bit of momentum, a little bit of a spark, and then maybe that'll carry over.
A first down carry for Henry. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. 2nd down. Another modest gain there on that one. And I think, Charles, you can probably pin part of the deficit on a failure on their part to really get this ground game established.
Yeah, and they've really struggled to be multidimensional in this one, haven't they, partner? Because they have to be extremely one-dimensional now if they hope to get back into this game. They'll have to do it by throwing the football and hope to have success through the air.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. He'll hit Watkins on the crossing route. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 41-yard line. Inside 4 minutes to go, 3rd quarter.
1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
In motion left comes Williams. On 1st and 10, here's Mon. He's going to look deep for Watkins. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had it and dropped it. That is an unforced error there, and it takes away what could have been a touchdown. On second down, here's Henry. And he's got room. Derrick Henry all alone. Touchdown, Detroit. Derrick Henry, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Lions are able to cut into that deficit.
I guess when you look back on it, it was just a matter of time until he popped a big one like that. And, you know, at halftime, you and I discussed it. They had done a nice job on him in the first half. But there were a couple of occasions where it felt like he might wiggle out of traffic and take it to the house. Finally here in the second half, that got done.
Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And that cuts the lead to 28-14. Fielded right around the 8. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
You can say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime and sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some more points.
He's got a man, complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Off of play action, Tagovailoa. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on 1st down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops and escape this drive.
3-3.
On second down, Cook. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Now a timeout called for by the defense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn 1 here in this 3rd quarter.
On the double. 1 to the 550. Gone red. Ready.
Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. That one thrown away from the pocket. The officials kind of looking at each other, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass. Up the middle, it's Cook. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. They've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year, as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, you mentioned that slowly but surely, you also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Third down from the gun, it's Mon. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on third down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
Here we go. Black shot. Blue striker.
On fourth down, Mon. That's to his running back, complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
A gain of 17 yards. And the Lions first down. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Mon to the air on 1st and 10. He's airing it out for Williams. And that is incomplete.
And where they are on the scoreboard almost dictates taking this big shot and trying to get right back into the game. They took it there and couldn't connect. Despite the defense being ready, go ahead and force it downfield. See what you can get.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
Here comes the 7th play now of this drive, as this is 3rd and 10.
3-3. Yellow. Black.
Mon going to throw it. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. He could not get away that time, and it'll be a loss. Back now at Ford Field. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4.
Shot. 17.
4th down, 4th quarter. Here's Mon. He's airing it out for Williams. It got his man complete. And he is going to have the Lions first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. No reason not to try it there. And they do indeed convert on 4th. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. From the gun, here's Mon. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Lewis Seen. And the Vikings are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Well, I mean, field goals probably aren't going to cut it at this point. This was touchdown or bust, and unfortunately for them, it turned out to be bust.
Yeah, they're feeling like they've got to force the issue here. Maybe take some chances they wouldn't have earlier in the game. But give credit to this defense. They've really stood tall throughout, and they come up with the interception.
And that's caught inside the 35. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. They fake the handoff. Now Tua. And this is caught. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. CeeDee Lamb with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Vikings are closing in on a 3rd straight victory to start the campaign. Point after, right down the middle. And that'll increase their lead to 28.
42. Lions 14.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. return this from deep in the end zone. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line, so bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses him about 4 yards. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Their mini two-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's airing it out for Williams. And this will be caught at the 30. A big play there for Detroit. And even 50 yards. Mond looks to throw on first down. He's going to let it go again. Open man, and he's got Williams. Touchdown, Lions. A great play there. His second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Lions get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And that'll cut the lead back down to 21. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And not a good return here at all as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the fourth quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need to score again, but it seems like this offense is just getting better as the game goes on. They've scored on their last 2 drives.
Certainly feels like a chance for them to continue to have some fun out there, doesn't it? Game's already decided, as you noted. So they can continue to play loose, break out some other concepts, maybe run a few trick plays, get other people involved. Heck, even go deep on one of these first snaps just because they can.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. On play action, here's Tua. And this will be caught at the 30. Touchdown, Vikings. CeeDee Lamb, 64 yards. And the Vikings are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the fourth quarter. Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll increase their lead to 28. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. From deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
They'll send a receiver here in motion right. They'll try to run for the first with Henry. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. We are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. 10th carry now for Derrick Henry. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. 91 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Again, it's Henry. And good vision there as he's across midfield and down to the 45-yard line.
15 yards on the play. That's good for the Lions.
A shotgun handoff to Henry. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. In need of only about the length of the football here on second down. Running from the gun with Henry. And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line. Inside handoff, Henry. And a short gain here down to the 22. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. One final shot. They'll look to throw. And my goodness, another interception. Andrew Booth picks it off. And the Vikings come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. But Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea